I'm making a pie crust, and I'm showing Duncan what I'm doing there. And I have to add water to my pie crust, and I was prepping that paper I'm going to roll out the dough on. And I'm going to get some cold water for my pie crust.
You can keep talking, Mom.
I'm getting the water
everybody.
right now for the pie crust. Hello, everyone.
Woo! This is our handy-dandy water dispenser. That's Mom's cool measuring cup that just gives her exactly how much she wants. Squawks like a duck.
And I'm going to get a little more water just in case I need it. And I'm adding water, and I'm going to get a fork, and I'm going to stir up the dough a little bit.
That's the dough for Mom's crust. We always believe in cut rights. Wax paper.
I'm going to stir up the pie crust a little bit. And
notice the consistency.
it looks like pie crust. I'm going to add a little bit more water. Till it becomes nice and moist dough. I'm going to stir it up here a little bit. And right now I'm adding a drop more, like a spoonful more water. So I don't want it to dry. And I'm stirring it up. Now I'm going to press it in the bowl into a ball. And then I'm going to cut it in half. So I'm making 2 pie crusts. And I'm kind of kneading it a little tiny bit till it sticks together real nice. And when it sticks together very nice, and then I'm going to form a little ball. No, I did that on a coffee can.
Oh, ooh.
Now I'm taking the crust out of the bowl. And I just kind of pat it down and make a little ball. And then I put another piece of wax paper on top. And I'm going to put a little flour on there so it doesn't stick to the top paper. Now I'm pulling off another piece of wax paper. About the same size. And I start rolling it out and flattening out the pie crust. And
tell them about your rolling pin.
And I have 3 different antique rolling pins, and this one's a little smaller. I also have larger ones, and this one kind of is easier because you want to be able to make it go in a circle, and this one's a little shorter. I do have bigger rolling pins, and I've been using this one just because it's a little smaller, and that I can turn it a little bit easier. So I just start making a circle and rolling out the dough, and kind of till I get it large as the pie dish, and then I put the pie dish on top. In a few minutes to see how we're doing. And just kind of keep watching it grow and turn a big circle. And I just keep pressing out the pie crust. And it doesn't really take very long. And I'm sure I'm one of the slower people, but I just keep making it bigger and bigger.
What kind of pie are you making?
Right now I'm making 2 pumpkin pies, and on pumpkin pies you only need to do the lower crust, and later on I'm going to make an apple pie, and it takes a top and a bottom crust. And I'm debating whether to make a French apple pie that has a special topping with, I made my pumpkin, and I added in all special ingredients, so
Look
it's
at me,
not
Mom.
just from the
Wow.
can. I had it in eggs and brown sugar and spices and milk and made that a special pumpkin pie. I didn't just pour it out of a can. I took and made it a very special filling with spices, with cinnamon and ginger and pumpkin and eggs. And we got the eggs from our chicken, so they're very fresh, nice brown eggs. And I almost have it ready. I'll do a little bit more and I'll have it big enough. It won't take very much and I'll have it just fine for this pie. Then I'm going to make one more, because the pumpkin makes 2 pies. And then I'm going to make an apple pie. Most people buy crust already made, and I do mine myself. So as soon as I get the bottom part a little tiny bit wider, I am going to put it in the glass pie dish, and I'll show you how to do the edging. So I'm just a little slow today. But I've been making pies like crust like this for a long time, and they taste better than the ones from the store. A lot better. And if you want to, because you're doing it on wax paper, you can turn it if you don't have quite enough room. You can pick up the whole thing and turn it. And then I take the pie dish on top and measure it and see if it's big enough. And it's fine in size. I got enough room there. And then you kind of rub your hand over it and peel it off. And carefully pull the paper off. It's not too hard to do. You have to kind of rub your hand back and forth. You don't really want it to tear, so just kind of jiggle it off. And then I pick this up and lay it over my pie container, like this. It's not too hard to do. And then I just take the paper off again. I just lift the paper off. And then the easy part is I just kind of turn this under a little and fold it underneath to get it a higher edge, kind of all the way around. Now after I do that, I've got it pretty neat here. Now I take my fingers and pinch each finger like this, and that's how you get that edging. You can also do it with a fork, but it's relatively easy. And then I'm going to take a fork and poke the center of my crust 2 or 3 times before adding the filling. But if it wasn't pumpkin, I'd add a little butter on top, but because it's pumpkin, I'm not adding butter. But on fruit pies, you add some butter on top. But you can make it as fancy as you want. You can use a fork and go all the way around it. I usually do this. It works real well. And then you just poke some fork holes to let the air get under it. Then over here I have a bowl with my pumpkin. I'm going to give it a couple more stirs, just to be sure it's all mixed. And I'm going to pour this in the shell. Saving half of the other pie. I just kind of shake it, and there we are with a pretty nice looking pie. And we can kind of tap it a little bit. So that's how I do the pumpkin pie. That's the video for all to watch.